Angie, and you're watching Dante's Vaccination.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So the U.S. team goes another Olympic year without a gold medal. Duke Reagan, Richard Torrez, and Keyshawn Davis, they all made it to the gold medal match and lost, all silver medalists. So let me first talk about Richard Torrez's loss, the Mexican Tommy Morrison. Richard Torrez had faced Balkadir Jalilov, a man that actually knocked out Richard Torrez cold a year ago in one of the world tournaments. He got knocked out in the very first round. So Richard Torrez definitely came to this finals seeking for revenge. And he did real good. He applied a lot of pressure, but it was just really hard for him to reach the much taller, longer Jalilov. Now, even when Richard Torrez got close to the target, Balkadir would completely tie him up. So he wasn't really able to mount that much of an attack, although he did land a couple of overhand lefts that kind of stunned Jalilov. But once Balkadir caught Torrez with a good left hand, he hurt him real bad. In fact, he ended up getting a standing 8 count. Balkadir, he staggered Richard Torrez maybe 2 or 3 times throughout the fight. In fact, Torrez, he got hurt a couple times throughout this tournament. In the semifinals, he got hurt pretty bad too. So we'll have to find out if Torrez's chin will hold up once he goes pro, because obviously we know they're using even smaller gloves, and the pros is a complete different sport, which I'm gonna get into talking more about that later on. But Torrez will be a great addition to the new generation of heavyweights coming up right now, along with fighters like Jared Anderson, who's been making a name for himself. To mention, I forgot to tell you, you also have Joe Joyce, who actually beat Jalilov in the Rio Games back in 2016. Now, other good news for Richard Torrez is Jalilov, he's already turned pro. So maybe Richard, he'll be able to avenge that loss in the pros. Now we move on to Keyshawn Davis. Man, this fight was razor close. Very, very close fight. It could have went either way. The judges gave Andy Cruz the first round, and they gave Keyshawn Davis the second round. Now, the reason why Keyshawn Davis won the second round is because he caught the Cuban with a vicious overhand right. And it was nice the way he set it up. He stooped down low and he feinted a punch. Andy Cruz, he reacted to the feint, and as soon as he did that, Keyshawn Davis caught him with a perfect overhand right that hurt the Cuban. That, Davis, he started to chase the Cuban. He got real aggressive, throwing hard combinations, and this is when the Cuban, he started tying up. Keyshawn kind of rattled him, and he took him out of his comfort zone. Because Keyshawn was so aggressive, it didn't give the Cuban a time to think. Therefore, the Cuban, he was just throwing punches back. It was no longer finesse. It was no longer having to worry about his tricky counter punches. It was a different game, and Keyshawn was better at this game than he was. But for some strange reason, I don't know why, but after Keyshawn won the second round, clearly because he was the aggressor and he hurt Andy, for whatever reason, he decided to go back to playing Andy's game and make it a chess match again. And that gave Andy the edge, just like it gave him the edge in the very first round. If Keyshawn would have just jumped on this man with at least 2 or 3 good flurries in the round, it doesn't even matter if the punches wouldn't have even landed. He would have got the credit, because this was one of those fights where both fighters had such great defense, there wasn't a whole lot of punches being landed. So in a case like that, a judge will most likely choose the guy who's busier. And they felt that man was Andy Cruz. Let me first say this when it comes to Keyshawn Davis. The good news is we all know that Keyshawn Davis, he has more of a professional style. In fact, this is the reason why the Cubans, they are so dominant. The Cubans, they completely run the amateur game, and they're damn good as pros as well. But when it comes to the Olympics, they dominate the Olympics. They run the Olympics. I mean, they're just as dominant in the boxing Olympics as the Africans are when it comes to track and field, at least long distance. But when it comes to the pros, the Americans dominate the pros. We all know this. I mean, Floyd Mayweather, who is arguably the greatest fighter of all time statistically, from all of his accomplishments, he didn't even win a gold medal. Mike Tyson didn't win a gold medal. Hell, Shakur Stevenson didn't win a gold medal. In fact, the guy that he lost to, another Cuban fighter, and this is what I mean when I say the pros and the amateurs is two complete different sports. Because soon as Robeisy Ramirez, the Cuban fighter who beat Shakur, soon as he turned pro, he ended up losing his pro debut. He lost in his pro debut. While Shakur Stevenson has already won titles, he's still undefeated, and he's one of the most avoided fighters in the sport of boxing today. I definitely see Keyshawn Davis becoming one of the best fighters in the world really soon. I also see him cracking that MBF list. Now, what's really unfortunate, though, is the fact that Andy Cruz, he can't turn pro, and he doesn't want to turn pro. He wants to keep fighting for his country in Cuba. And that really sucks because I would have loved to watch these guys fight against each other as pros. Once again, you know, the pros is something completely different. In fact, I remember when Riddick Bowe, the former heavyweight champion of the world, he actually got knocked out by a Cuban in the Olympics. And when they fought as a pro, the Cuban, he was an undefeated mandatory for Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe knocked him out easily. I mean, there's no doubt it would have been really nice if Andy Cruz, he would defect the way all the other Cuban fighters did. But at the end of the day, there's so much talent in Cuba, they don't even care if somebody defects. They'll replace them right away. So with that being said, congratulations to the Cuban Andy Cruz for winning the gold medal and Balkadir Jalolov for winning the gold medal. And congrats to Davis and Torrez for making it as far as they did. I'm gonna wrap this one up, y'all. That's all I got for now, and I'm on to the next one. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So to get this hookup, make sure you follow and contact my man Scalp Carolinas on Instagram. Contact them at 704-499-3471. And make sure you follow them on Instagram. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, then this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo de Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodekey.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.